Gentlemen, it's your commissioner. Week 7 edition of the 2016 World Fantasy Football League Commissioner's Report. I try to do some biking each day, 30 minutes. So I decided to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to do Commissioner's Report, and I'm going to, try to keep this body a temple that it is. Yeah, it may be one from Cambodia or something that's falling apart, a temple nonetheless. So let's get right down to it. I'm going to try not to keep out of breath, but there's a window back there that was kind of bright, so I decided to advertise. Bed Paddle Brewing Company. I'm not drinking beer as I'm doing this, but Bed Paddle, okay? All right, let's start out. McCartney Division. Cooper! Coops Fruit Loops, riding a 3-game win streak. You took over McCartney Division, first place. So through wins this weekend, you beat Gross 4B and perennial loser, Bloody Helmets. Just kidding, Eric. Sort of. Okay, I gotta wonder, is it like cream? You know, when you make cream, it floats to the top. Is the youth of the league floating to the top? Is this the year of Cooper? We'll have to wait and see. Matt, one of the other youngins, third youngest in the league, I guess. I thought you were going to lose both games this week. I thought it was going to be embarrassing. You had all those Denver players playing on Monday night. You managed, though, to... what'd you do? You split. So, you got a 1-point victory over divisional opponent Cool Hand Luke, but you lost by 11 to Bucky's son. So, the split drops you to 10-4, and you're into second place in the McCartney division. So, you're just a game out of first place, though, so that's not too bad. Paulie, you split for the weekend. You lost to Weapons of Mass Destruction, which, honestly, who isn't losing to Weapons of Mass Destruction? But you beat Rafi's Revenge. Again, who isn't beating Rafi's Revenge? Note to Joe, check to see if your team beat Rafi's Revenge. You're third place in the McCartney. You're just 2.5 games out of first place. You've got the second highest points scored overall in the league for 2016. Who are you behind? Weapons of Mass Destruction. They've got 1,186 points for penis, 1056. So 130 point differential. You and Weapons, you guys are just scoring great guns. That's all I gotta say. So Tiger, Mike Sherry, the Gross 4B franchise. Mike, you're impressing the hell out of me this year. So you scored the third highest point total this week. Unfortunately, you lost. You had 69 points, but you lost 83 to 69 to Weapons and 76 to 69 to Coops Fruit Loops. Sucks to be you this week, scoring 69, playing the top two teams when you have the third highest. I know, but still better than 2015. So, you're in fourth place right now in the McCartney, 4 games out of first place. If the playoffs were held today, you would advance to the championship round. So remember, top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs. So, and the chance to play for Sgt. Pepper's Cup. Martin, Cool Hand Luke, you lost both games. I feel for you, man. Close games. You lost by 3 points to the Legacy, those punk bastards up at Scholastica. And then you lost 1 point on a Monday night comeback from Pete Top Kevin Bottom. Bastards down the city. Had you had your running back Murray from Oakland playing with your 13 points, yeah. Anyhow, Monday morning quarterbacking. So you're only 5 games out of first, but just 1 game out of playoff contention. So you got to keep thinking. Doesn't matter first place. Yes, you get money for first place overall, guys, but making the playoffs is important. So, and then we get down to my team, who the term Pirates of the Caribbean and playoff just do not seem to be going well or together at all this year. We lost both games. No shock there. This is basically what happens when your first round pick, I won't name names, I'm looking right at you, Odell Beckham, bastard. doesn't do crap. In fact, you know what, Beckham? Sit down next week. You're not playing. Oh, that's right. He's on a bye. Never mind. But we're 8 games back in the McCarty. Second worst record in the league at 3-11. We're only 4 games out, though, of playoff contention. So, and there's 12 regular season games to go. There is hope. All right, Lennon Division. Weapons of mass destruction. Can you guys kick more ass? I don't know. Chad, you won both games. You held on to the best record in the league at 11-2-1. You got your 2-game lead still in the Lennon Division. And you're also averaging, this is what kills me, averaging 85 points a game. Unfreaking believable. Right now, odds makers have you the favorite to win the Lennon, to win Sergeant Pepper's Cup. The ball is in your court, figuratively, because we don't really play with the ball. Well, never mind. Can you do it? It's like the Hunger Games. May the odds always be in your favor, or something like that. I never read the books. Luke, you also won both games. You're keeping pace with weapons. You beat Pirates. No shock. And Pete Top Kevin Bottom. So you kept pace with weapons in the Lennon. You're going to be playing weapons next week in very, very huge, as Donald Trump would say, huge Lennon Division matchup. But you're also going to be facing Groves 4B, which, as we all know, is a battle for the Sherry household. So it's kind of exciting. You're 2 games out of first place in the Lennon. Dawson, after last week's Bucky of the Week, and me riding you, saying, well, not riding, but teasing you, saying, stop focusing on the girlfriend, focus on your fantasy football team. You took my advice, grabbed it, threw it into the ground, mixed it up. I don't know where I'm going with this, so let's just proceed, shall we? Okay. It was just nice to see you finally focusing on your fantasy football team. You won a close one against Cool Hand Luke, but then you nearly doubled up on bloody helmets. Again, no shock there. I hope that when you walk by Eric's office in Tower Hall, you just nonchalantly turn towards the door and just yell, Bucky! I think that should be done. In fact, on a daily basis, even on the weekends. Just get the nuns to do it too. Get everybody involved, okay? Feel the camaraderie of the College of St. Scholastica. The sweep. Move your team up in the Lennon Division standings, though. You went from 4th to 3rd. You're 5.5 games out of first place, so that's good, though. Again, top 4 teams make the playoffs. So, Rudy, Steve, Taco Corp, 2-time defending champ. Nice to see you getting the sweep this week and moving up from 5th to 4th in the Lennon Division. You're 6.5 games out of first place, but you would clinch a playoff spot if the playoffs were held next week, so you'd have that wrapped up. And as the Taco Corp mantra, just advance and win. That's all that is. Or win and advance. Just get in and win, baby. All those other sports analogies and yeah, you're okay. I gotta wonder though, could this be the start of a run for Taco Corp? Stay tuned. Eric, you've dropped the last 3 games. You've dropped down to 5th place in the Lennon Division. You scored the 2nd lowest point total this week with 31, and even adding your 10 points that were on your bench, it wouldn't have helped. Not at all. Your team is 5-9, 6.5 out of first place in the Lennon. More heavy breathing. That's all I can do. I'm just sighing. And then Rafi's revenge. Oh, poor Rafi's revenge. It's looking a lot more like Montezuma's revenge, quite honestly. But you scored a league low of 26 points, which was not the lowest of the season so far. In fact, Rafi's Revenge set that in week 2 with 25. Joel, you've had 2 games of the 20s, 26 and 25 points. I mean, come on. What's going on? Call me if you just need to chat, or maybe, you know what? Maybe go down to your nearest church, talk to a priest, or a rabbi, or a shaman, or whatever deity you profess your faith to. Talk to someone who has the ear of that deity. Unless it's the spaghetti thing, you know, where it's a spaghetti monster, I don't know what it is. Then just talk to a bowl of pasta. Anyhow, your team, 1-12-1. You're 10 games out of first place in the Lennon. You're only 3.5 out, though, of playoff contention in the Lennon. So, look at the positive. You've scored a league low 612 points versus Weapons, which I mentioned, they're high. Point total, 1,186. It's almost 2-1. Is it too late to turn this team around? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. All right. Excuse me. Big games for week 8, as I mentioned before. We got a couple. As you'll see from the Commissioner's Games of the Week. So we got Bucky Sun traveling to Weapons Mass Destruction. That puts the number 1 and number 2 in the Lennon division against one another. So, that's going to be a big game. Then we got Weapons Mass Destruction traveling to Pete Top Kevin Bottom. How is it that Weapons can have a home game and then travel? I don't know. Boy, the schedulers of the World Fantasy Football League. Weapons, number 1 in Lennon. Pete Top Kevin Bottom, number 2 in McCartney. That's going to be a good one, too. So, Weapons. Chad, you got a couple big games. We also got a couple big family matters. No, not Urkel. We got points for Penis playing at the Legacy. It's a battle of the Ness household. I'm not sure if the loser has to bring in the Docs all by themselves or what they play for, so I'm not sure. Bucky's son travels to Groves 4B. As I mentioned earlier, in the battle of the Sherry household, I think that one is the battle for the Ashland sausage flipper. So that's kind of exciting. Week 8, there is games. There is games. There are games. There is a game in London, jolly old England. Redskins and Bengals. So Washington and Cincinnati are in London this Sunday. Early game. I think it's 8:30 or Eastern time, something like that. Check your roster. Get them a set. Gentlemen, as I mentioned before, we're more than halfway through the regular season. 12 more games in the regular season. Everybody is still in this. Okay, top 4 in each division. Advanced to play for Sergeant Pepper's Cup. What's going to happen? You know, are Rockies and Pirates going to come out of nowhere and clinch a playoff spot and dash the hopes for somebody? Are Coop and Weapons Mass Destruction going to run away with the divisional titles? We shall see. That's what makes fantasy football exciting. So from the underground bunker of the Commissioner's office, gentlemen, set your rosters, all that stuff. Good luck in week 8. I'm going to keep sweating a little bit more. Keep this girlish figure. See you guys. Hey, come on, feel the noise! And girls, rock your boys! We'll get wild!